Well, bring gratitude into your family's routine and avoid raising ungrateful children. Joining us with some advice is the Executive Director of the Greater Good Science Center at UC Berkeley. Welcome, Dr. Christine Carter. It is great to have you with us. And I'm fascinated by what you study, the science of raising happy kids. I didn't know that was a science.
Absolutely, absolutely it is. You know, in the last few years, that we have seen an explosion of research on what makes people happy. And what I do at the Greater Good Science Center is really help to try and translate that research for parents so that they can apply it in their own family.
So what's the connection between gratitude in kids and happiness in kids?
Well, you know, what we've really learned is that happiness is, in many respects, a skill that parents can teach their children. And the relationship between gratitude and happiness is really strong. People who spend more time doing things that express their gratitude tend to be considerably happier than people who don't.
So what if your kids, you know, parents are watching now, they're already ungrateful? Is there any way to teach them to be appreciative and grateful and have gratitude still?
Absolutely there is, absolutely. So thinking about gratitude as a skill, which parents can teach, there are several things that they can do. One thing is just to help your kids practice cataloging things that they feel grateful for.
Oh, so, keeping the journal, right?
Yes, keeping a gratitude journal. That's exactly right. So, you know, a lot of kids, my kids are too small to actually keep a journal, but you can keep a family gratitude list and post that on your refrigerator, or something that we do in my family is at dinner time, we all go around the table and say something that they everybody says something that they feel grateful for. And, you know, these things can be really broad. Sometimes my daughter Fiona will say, oh, I just feel so grateful to have been born, which makes us all feel so happy. And sometimes it'll be about, you know, getting a doll, getting a new pair of shoes or something kind of silly. But, you know, it doesn't matter. These things aren't trivial. They're practicing gratitude.
Is this something you should do every day with the family?
You can do it every day, but research shows that if you even just do it once a week, that it will have a considerable effect and all kinds of benefits.
And you talk about slowing down and smelling the roses.
Yes, absolutely.
What do you mean by that?
You know, researchers call that savoring. If you savor positive experiences, it tends to amplify the pleasant emotions that you might be feeling. So another thing that we do in my family, when I put the kids to bed, I have them tell me 3 good things that happened to them during the day or that they did during the day. And it really made me realize that that was giving them a lens through a gratitude glasses, so to speak. I realized Molly, my younger daughter, was sitting on my lap one day, and she was braiding my hair, and she said, oh, Mommy, you know, this is going to be one of my 3 good things tonight. And she was savoring. Practicing gratitude, that routine at the end of the day, had taught her to sort of slow down and notice things that she felt appreciative or thankful for.
Now, you talked about the journal or the list, but you also recommend writing gratitude letters.
Yes, the gratitude
To whom would you write gratitude letters?
Well, this is really sort of a souped-up version of the thank you note, for sure. And to teach your kids to think about writing a letter to somebody like a teacher or a family member who has done something for them that has gone unthanked. So not just when somebody gives you something material, but when somebody really does something for you. So the one way to write a gratitude letter would be to help your child. They can dictate for you if they're younger. Talk about what they feel thankful for, and then take them to deliver it in person and read it out loud.
How about the way we talk to our kids? Like, what can parents do? I mean, they can, you know, we can do these things, but what about the way we speak with them? Can that help them be more appreciative? Yeah, I think it can. You know, that actually kind of comes to entitlement. A lot of people will say, oh, kids today, they seem so entitled to everything. And I actually think that gets at how we talk to them and how we praise them. When we live in a culture in which I know I do this all the time, or I try not to, but I say, you know, oh, you're brilliant, or my Janie, she's such a great artist, or that's a very fixed, what we call fixed mindset kind of a way to look at it, which means that we believe talents and anything a kid is good at is kind of inborn and set in stone, which means we've given them a label that they haven't necessarily really earned. They got it just by being born, because it's a genetic proclivity towards something. So if we change that fixed mindset to be more of a growth mindset,
we start to value the role of effort a little bit more. So an example, would be, instead of a fixed mindset example would be, you did great on that test, you must be really smart. The growth mindset is, you did really great on that test, you must have tried really hard. So that gives kids something to really hang their hat on. The research around this is really unbelievable. Very dramatic results.
There's a great volume of research around this, right?
Yes, there is.
Because I find it fascinating that you say we can teach our kids gratitude, because I think the assumption is that people are just naturally either grateful or self-centered.
Right, that's exactly right. Well, you know, what's really interesting about the way that they do the research is they choose people to participate in it at random. So you could be a naturally grouchy person. I know you're not. but you could be selected to be in this research, and then they teach you gratitude practices, things that you can do to practice expressing gratitude. And that naturally grouchy person will still reap all the benefits of practicing gratitude.
Becomes a habit.
They'll be yes, it becomes a habit.
And not only does that person reap the benefits, but the people around them, right? Your family members.
Yes. Well, yeah, absolutely. You become more helpful. You're more likely to help somebody if they're having an emotional problem. Your family members in this research will then report back as well that you seem happier, that you seem, the benefits of gratitude are great. Obviously joyfulness, we've talked about that, but also lots of other things that you kind of want, I want in life. More, you feel stronger, more energized, more determined.
Yes.
It's awesome. The science of raising happy kids. We should enroll the world in your class.
That would be great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's really
It's really a pleasure to be here.
Nice to meet you.